Hello again. This is Dick Gerard coming from my woodshop studio in my two-car garage, which has never seen a vehicle inside in the time we've lived here, since it's like 1984. And today I'm going to show you how I turn a French-style rolling pin. And one of the things we have to remember is safety at all times. So wear a face shield. You only have two eyes and two ears. You want to protect both. And I have my face shield right here. This is what I use in my downtime. You know, when the mojo's not working, or you only have an hour or so in the shop, maybe two. What I'll do is come out and clean up, and I'll pay particular attention to my face shield. Although this one looks like it needs some work right now, but it'll suffice for this little demo. And let's see, other than that, let's get on with it. To start with, we need some stock, and I get some 2x2, hang on, 2x2 blanks, 18.5 to 19 inches long, and a marking gauge. Back to number 1, and I draw lines from all four corners, both ends, and then I use an awl to put a divot in there on both ends. And that's my layout. From there, I mount it between centers using these spring-loaded drives. I forget the name of them right off the bat. It'll come to me. And the tools I'll be using are basically 3 tools. I'm going to use a skew, everybody's favorite tool. I'll be using a Doug Thompson spindle gouge. Doug Thompson is my favorite tool supplier, by the way. And this big old spindle roughing gouge to knock the corners off, turn it into a cylinder. And this tool I've had for 35 years. When I first got it, after about 6 months, the handle and the tang started working loose from one another. So as you can see here, I filled it with epoxy, let it set up overnight. Now it's solid as a rock. I have no problems with it. So without further ado, let me put on my face shield and we'll get started. Got a little flat spot there and a flat spot there, so let's go back and touch that up. It's nice and smooth. Turn the lathe off, slide the tool rest down to the other end, get it close. A little flat spot right in there. That takes care of that. Now I'm going to lay out for the handles. And for the handles I use this little scale and a pencil. And I like the tapered part to come in about 3.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 3.5 plus 1/4 for waist. So there's that. Let's go to the other end. Three and a half plus 1/4 takes care of that. I may modify this as I go along, just whatever looks nice. I chose this length because when I first started, I was making 24-inch long rolling pins, and people liked them. And then they would come back and say, hey, it doesn't fit in my drawer. Can you make me a shorter one? So of course I said yes, I can make anything. So I started making the shorter, and I settled on between 16 and 19 inches. Most kitchen drawers can handle that. This will wind up probably close to 18 inches, which is a good place to be. Now I'm going to give myself some relief at either end, just a little bit. Doesn't need much. And for that, I'm going to use, see if I can get a little bit more light on the subject here. I don't want to burn it out. That looks pretty good. Maybe not. Okay. So, here we go. I'm going to use my skew, just do a skewing cut. And as long as I got the skew in my hand, I'll go to the other end. Do that again. Y'all see that? Yeah, I think so. Now I can round that over. Now, tapering the end. Go to the opposite end. A little fatter than the other end, so there's a little more off. Looks about right. Now, the important thing about a rolling pin is you have to have a nice flat surface to roll out dough nice and flat. And not all of us can do that with the skew right there on that piece. So this is the way I work. Go back and establish my line here so I can see it. I have my next tool. This is my rolling pin flattening tool. It's a piece of Formica backed or melamine backed plywood. You can get different places. I just cut a length and I used 3M spray adhesive and I glued a piece of 80 grit sandpaper to it off of an 80 grit sanding belt. Now, this does require that I turn on my dust collection system, and I have to get the dust hood in position. Back to number 1, and let's put number 3 in the start up the dust hood. I'm using the pencil to lay down some marks. And then when I apply and you can see there's a high spot right here, a couple right there, and one right here. So one more time. Now I'm going to take a piece of 100 grit belt I'm going to remove the tool rest, snake this under and around. This is a piece of 150. Really just concentrated on the middle here. Now that's going to leave sanding scratches, circular sanding scratches. And we'll take a look at that here in a minute. You can see them right in here. So this is where I will resort to the power sander and then maybe some hand sanding to finish it up. So let's get back onto grit. Start with 180. sanding disc that I'm using in production on a board covered with Velcro and attached with magnets right here to the front of my lathe. First grit was 180, second grit was 240, this is 280. Feeling really smooth. I'll do one more pass with 320. No overkill. Let's see how we did as far as sanding scratches. Most of them are gone, but there are still some remaining, so hang on a minute. I will get my final sanding supplies. This is a product called Ceosoft from Vince's Wooden Wonders down in Jeffersonville, Indiana. My all-time favorite sanding supplier. And I'll just look for circular sanding scratches. Rotate the using the outboard spindle and turning it by hand, going back and forth. And to check that I really do have a smooth surface, I have a little spray can here filled with mineral spirits, and mineral spirits will show up scratches as dark lines. So let's see what happens when I spray this down. And that's looking pretty good. Let's let that dry a little bit and then give it some more sanding with the 240. Ceosoft. Love this stuff. Now it's time to get back to turning. And on the end, I like to have small little grooves, just like that, just a little decorative piece. And that's about that wide. So I'll come in here about like that. Looks like 240 over the top. Now it's time to get this turned off. If you hear my phone in the background, somebody's trying to reach me and I'm not available. see a little line here. I'm not sure what that's from. It's right there. So let's bring the power drill back up, power sand it. I think that'll come out with 280. Now down at the headstock end, I'm going to reduce this even further. Back to the tailstock end. Some last minute sanding. Remember, these are spring-loaded drives. Back to the headstock end. Release the tension, back off here. I'm doing some judicious power sanding here. And I'll further refine this with some hand sanding. I'll go through the different grits so we have a nice smooth end. But there you have an 18-inch tapered handled French style rolling pin. So that's it. There's my rolling pin. It's good for rolling out dough, cracking heads, cracking nuts. Lots of different uses for a rolling pin. So they do quite well at farmers markets, at gift and craft shows. I sell them in 2 different galleries, and people like those. So that's all for now. Stay safe, and thanks again for letting me take up your time. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with me at, let's put number 4 up here. Let's make it there we go. Treasures from Trees. There's my email address, woodturn4@comcast.net. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much. Stay safe, keep the bevel rubbing and the shavings flying. Bye for now.